What's up, guys? We are here with Storyteller Overland. We are surrounded by adventure vehicles, adventure trucks, and expedition vehicles, which is this huge military-looking truck right behind us. And I'm standing right next to my really good friend here, Lee from Storyteller Overland. He's the CEO and co-founder of Storyteller Overland. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, again, Lee Kahn, Storyteller Overland. I get to work hard with an amazing team, building amazing vehicles, and get to lead a lot of the product development, a lot of the strategy, and overall just get to meet a lot of amazing customers and build hopefully a lot of amazing vehicles.
He basically gets to do all the fun stuff.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, you want to tell us a little bit about what we're surrounded with? There's some amazing rigs over here.
Yeah, 100%. So we're at an RV show.
Yeah.
And of course we build RVs, but we tend to think of ourselves as an adventure vehicle manufacturer versus a recreational vehicle.
I could see that just by looking at these.
Yeah. So we, all of our stuff is, four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. We try to be off-grid, off-road as much as possible. Most of our customers are not really looking to be in campgrounds as much as they are looking to be in the woods or at the ski slope or at the dock or at the hunting lodge or in the desert. So off-road, off-grid, our focus is on extreme quality, extreme attention to detail, and just being cool to people. It's not that complicated. Build beautiful vehicles at the highest quality we can, offer them at fair prices, and sell them through a nationwide network of dealers, and then take care of people in our community.
That's amazing. Yeah, and honestly, I've heard a lot of those incredible stories. I've heard really, really good things about Storyteller Overland. I've personally interacted with a lot of owners who own some of these vehicles, and it's always been great stuff. So that's amazing. You guys built an incredible company.
Thank you. Well, it's about the community.
Yeah.
Right. Building vans is amazing, and we do a lot of testing and a lot of development of, products for durability and for low noise and low squeaks and all the reliability and the kind of things you want. But it really gets down to the community of people, and that's really mostly why people join Storytellers. We have this group of community members that follow us and like us and make new friends and travel together and do off-road training together, and it's very satisfying for us.
It's incredible. Yeah, it's a very strong, passionate community, right? You want to tell us a little bit about what we're standing around? There's a bunch of adventure vehicles.
Yeah, we brought lots of cool stuff this year.
Is this your whole lineup, by the way? Or
this is not our whole lineup, but this is close.
Okay.
Right? So we build adventure vans, and we build on the 144 Sprinter chassis, and we brought, which we'll show you here in a little while, our newest vehicle, which is called the Crew Mode, which is on the 170 platform. That's our first 170s. And then we got our Hilt, and the Hilt is built on the Ram 5500 chassis. And then we have our largest vehicle, which is called... So Storyteller is kind of broken up into two different sides. So we have modes, and modes are vans.
Yeah.
So we have multiple models. We have a classic mode, dark mode, and a beast mode. And now we have the crew mode, which is our 170. That's under the Storyteller mode side. Yeah. And then we have GXV, and that's our adventure trucks and our expedition rates.
That's awesome.
GXV is sort of a shortened form for Global Expedition Vehicles.
Yeah.
That's a company we own down in Springfield, Missouri. And so the GXV is a little bit of a nod to Global Expedition Vehicles. Or we make the GXV Hilt, and we make the GXV Epic. And they are just larger scale vehicles, go a little further, do a little bit more. So that's the general breakdown: vans, adventure trucks, expedition rigs.
That's amazing. Do you want to go into the tour on that, or do you want to do it?
100%. Why don't we walk this way? We'll take you through the vans. So this vehicle right here is 2025 Beast Mode, which is our flagship vehicle. It's sort of our performance model.
Yeah.
Right, so we have the classic mode, which is the base vehicle, which is outstanding value. Then we have a dark mode, which is sort of an appearance package with a few more features on it. And then we have our beast mode, which is our flagship model and has a lot of performance related features on it. For example, here we have the Invictus Advantage wheels, a brand new 17-inch wheel that we developed. Dual valve stem, super easy to clean. I think it's the best Sprinter wheel out right now. Then on this vehicle, we're using the Invictus Advanced Kit. If you've ever traveled in a vehicle equipped with Invictus suspension, it's something to behold.
Oh, yeah.
It's an outstanding.
I've heard good things about it. It's very, very smooth, very comfortable.
It's so good in so many different environments. Some of the suspension kits out there, they're really good off-road. They're not as good on-road. Some of them are vice versa. The Invictus just it's the bomb. It's quite amazing. This one comes with what is called the advanced kit, and then you can upgrade beyond this to what they call their pre-runner kit, which is like, it's something else.
So that's an interesting point. Sounds like you guys kind of iterated through a few different suspension systems. So how do you guys collect feedback on that? Is it your team testing it out? Is it the community? Is it a combination?
We literally test everything.
Oh, yeah.
Whether or not it's suspension, whether or not it's appliances. We have we call it our TED team. That's our technology, engineering, and design. And we have some mad scientists there that is what they do for a living, is test things.
Oh, wow. And must be a fun team to be on. Let me know if you're hiring.
We break things, we crash through, we do some wild antics, but what we really try to get to is what is going to be the best for this particular application.
That's me.
And in our Beast mode, which is our performance version, our flagship, we use a Victus here because it is literally the best.
100%. And what that means for you guys, if you're looking to purchase, is that these vehicles have been tried and tested. They've been verified as well by the community, right? It's not just him saying this. Like, you can go and look at what Storyteller Overland owners are saying about these vehicles, and their team puts clearly a lot of effort and would have an entire department just on testing these, right? I think when I was visiting Polaris in Utah, I think like 2 years back, those guys were telling me how they would drive those things off cliffs and make sure like they thoroughly test them. Sounds like you guys are doing something similar over here.
Well, the vehicles have to work, right? That could be around insulation. How cold can you get these vehicles to still be safe and comfortable? How hot can you get them? We have customers in the desert. We have customers that live in the desert half the year, in the mountains the other half of the year, right? So the vehicles have to operate a full 4-season. Everything we do is 4-season. And can you get down to 20 below and be comfortable? Can you get to 120 and be comfortable, right? So whether or not it's battery technology, appliances, suspension, that is what we do. We live this life. It's not a huge global corporation that are sort of building things to these, very small specifications of the certain price point. We just build the best vehicles we can possibly figure out how to build, and we sell them to people who know the difference. And I'll take care of them after the
100%. And that's key right there. You have to know the difference, because you might just walk into a dealership and you might just end up price shopping something. But what's actually going to end up happening is that van is going to end up costing you way more in the long run. It might end up ruining your adventures because it's not so high quality. And overall, you end up with a product that you're not so happy about. So make sure you're doing your research, you're reading the community feedback, the owner's feedback, and also make sure you're getting to know the team behind these and how they're being built, right? I think that's very important.
We'll sell everything through a nationwide dealer network. Everything has strong warranties on it. We have live people that answer the phone all day, every day, answering technical calls, helping with things. And it's the work for us really begins after we sell the vehicle.
Yeah.
That's when we start taking care of the customers. They have found it, they love it, they're driving it. When things go wrong, we're there to help.
That's amazing. I'll show you
a couple things about this vehicle. So the Beast mode comes pretty beautifully outfitted. One thing Storyteller does that's interesting, maybe that some other people don't do, is we have set pricing, right? We call this our see-through price. This vehicle's $247,737, and the dealer cannot sell it for $1 more or $1 less.
That's amazing.
That is a set price. And if we decide to do a rebate, for example, maybe towards the end of the year, maybe not, we work that out and we will rebate the customer directly.
Yeah.
So once you get to the dealership, you test it out, you test drive it, you try the bed, you try everything. You're not dancing around with the sales guy about the price. You know the price before you hire it.
100%.
And we think the prices tend to be very fair, and our vehicles, I think, hold better resale value than any traditional RVs because they are using a set pricing route.
100%. And that's very important, because I was just speaking to a client literally last week, and she was talking about how she visited tons of dealerships and they were basically just playing games with her. From even the same dealership, one person's giving her one price on an RV, Class B RV, and then another sales rep is giving her another price, and it's just all over the place. And it's like, do you really want to trust people like that? And it gets kind of shady, right? And so this is an incredible model. I love it.
Right. See-through pricing really works. It allows people to feel comfortable if you got the best price. And then you can, through any of our dealers, you can finance it over long extended periods because it's a true RV. The insurance is easy because we're well made.
Yeah, it's so.
Let me show you a couple things about this vehicle. So drop down outside table. It's just small details like this particular table. And I'm just going to geek out on one thing. We could be here for hours, but this table itself has some interesting features on it. This is all aluminum honeycomb. Mm-hmm. Very expensive. But what it is it becomes very, very lightweight. Yeah. And then whole thing is on a magnet.
That's satisfying.
When you hop out of your van, you're camping in like seconds, right? Power outside, of course, here. The Beast mode comes with, there's bug screens come down all on magnets. You look here, this is just, if you come around this side a little bit, you'll see, this is what we call our modular storage system. I think the Beast mode comes with, all throughout the vehicle are these pouches. I think there's 27 different ones. Right. So there's all kinds. This is what for a dock kit, There's a first aid kit one over there, and you can kind of configure those or just put them anywhere in the van. That's why we call these van modes, because it's like one thing can do multiple things.
Yeah.
Mode do you want to be in? So in this case, it's our beast mode, but this is just a small little example of the level of detail we go.
And that's very important, by the way, because you might buy a van today and, you know, a year later, your requirements and your needs might change. Maybe you have a baby, maybe you're traveling with someone else.
Right.
Maybe you just got into a new hobby and you need more storage, right? And so the fact that these are configurable in different ways, that's very important because your needs will change, honestly.
Yep, 100%. So here, fridge, freezer. In this scenario, this is what we call our XO. We have two models. One is the OG, which I'll show you in a minute. This is the XO, which has an enclosed shower. So enclosed shower, flushable toilet, which I'll show you in a minute. This water we call the boom box. This is all vented as well, right? So it's pulling air out. It's not a dryer, but it will dry things. And you can do it with hot air or with ambient air, either one. In this scenario, you have an electric window. You have this seat right here that you can slide apart. Like if you have a little brother and you want him to stop pinching you, you can stay away from him. Cup holders, lots of little detail here, soft storage. And then you'll see our ModeCom system. We spent a lot of time developing this. Every Storyteller vehicle and all the vans, all the modes, there's no fuses. Everything is digital and everything is on the CAN network, right? We can control everything from various computers in here where we're not depending on little manual fuses and sort of older technology. This is much more automotive and even aviation or high-end marine, less RV. All this is controlled. So for example, you know, all these lights, we can turn them all on and off. Everything can dim. You can set different scenes. You can set your own scenes, right? For just how you like to live, right? Under this screen here, you can just see everything should be very user-friendly.
Yeah, it is very.
So almost half or maybe a little more than half of our customers are first-time RV buyers.
Yeah.
So their expectations are a little bit different than people who have bought RVs throughout their life. It's more automotive. And when you get into a car, you just kind of know how things are supposed to work. And in many RVs, there's lots of little boxes from different manufacturers, and maybe the heater can be fighting with the air conditioner. Yeah. We control everything from the ModeCom here, and anybody can understand it without any instructions, right? Real easy. You want water, you just turn on the water pump. You want hot water, you just turn on the hot water. I'm going to actually turn that back off. Fresh water, gray water. You can see your power flow here. This vehicle has 17,000 watts of battery in it at 48 volts. Everything that Storyteller modes have ever been built is 48 volt.
Yeah.
And that's what, like the new Cybertruck is 48.
Yeah.
There's all for a reason. So there's some interesting things that happen here. Right here, sitting here, we got 3 days worth of power. Wow. There's 17,000 watts of energy storage here. And right now we're using 164 watts. Here's the pack temp. We have an app. It's the battery system we're currently using is by Lithionics. I've got an app that could tell you every function of the batteries that you could see wherever you want to see it is logging information. You could send an email to us. You could literally just press go. It will send an email, everything that's happening in your system.
Oh, wow.
It's very complex.
So it makes it very easy for like servicing. Like,
Makes it very easy for the customer just to see what's happening with their batteries. Yeah. Warranty's amazing. And probably one of the coolest features is the alternator, the second alternator we put in here charges at idle. Or it's your idle, you can put 2,000 watts into the system. So that kind of changes everything. You got a huge battery, and then you can charge at idle. What that means is as long as you have diesel, you have infinite energy. There's a little bit of solar on the roof. Obviously, you can shore power charge, but it's really the alternator. 2,000 watts is pretty legit. So it's very helpful. Climate, again, everything's just very easy. Turn on your HVAC. This is something we developed called Magic Climate. Magic Climate is what you and I would call a Nest. It selects heater or air conditioner based on just the target temperature. Right? So if I put it on 75, the interior temp is 70. Target temp is 75. Here in a second, the heater will come on. But if you're in the desert where it's hot all day and it's rising at night, you want to sleep in, or if you wanted to leave your animals inside the vehicle, you can literally go all day and it will keep the target temp where it needs to be. It's just that easy. You just pick the target temp you want to be at, you set it and forget it.
That's amazing.
Right? Pretty incredible. Last thing, if you just want to geek out on one, so we can see, we provide the customer full diagnostics here. While people like to hide that information, I don't know why, but this will tell you everything about your vehicle vehicle. So if there are any problems and you call the factory, we say, okay, take it in here, go to PDM1, blah, blah, blah. Is there any problems in here? So we provide the customers enormous access to see what is happening with their.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Sometimes that can head off a problem. Sometimes it can diagnose a problem. Sometimes there's no problem.
Yeah.
Right? So anyways.
It's a very simple system to use, honestly. I've rented a ton of RVs. I've stayed in a ton of RVs and vans, and you're always like trying to fidget and figure out what screen does what button does what. You got to take a moment to figure it out. And that's from someone who's done multiple, right? Imagine a first-time buyer. So this is an incredible system. It's very simple.
You know a lot about vans, and hopefully you can appreciate a little bit how everything being in one. At the same time, I like digital displays, but I like buttons too. Yeah, right. So well, here's an example. You can do all this from the display too, but here, sometimes you just want to turn off the cabin lights.
Yeah.
So there's a button for that.
I like that.
Awning. Here we go. Let's put the awning out. So there's a lot. As simple as there's a little button up on the dash here if you want to turn the lights on and off while you're driving.
I love that. And that's one of the things with like Tesla. Like I love Tesla, but like there's like no buttons in there. Everything's on the screen. So that was a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. Amazing car otherwise, but yep. I like that you guys added buttons.
Totally get it. In here, you've got a sink, of course, microwave up here, Bluetooth speakers not on here now. There's a cooktop that lives in this drawer, and you can, of course, cook inside here, or you can use the outside table to cook outside, which is a lot of fun. Now, this vehicle is in, remember I said there are modes, right?
Yeah.
Right now you're in the garage mode, and you could go to Lowe's and buy a treat, or go use it as a sort of a work truck.
Yeah.
Put in high things here. Or you can have one side down, and you can use it as a work surface. Or you can have both side down, and you have it as a bed. And you can sleep sideways.
When you say work surface, you mean like a standing desk almost, or?
Yeah, 100%. So you can literally have this down. There's legs that come out. If this becomes a work surface.
That's awesome.
Yep. If they people will put a stool here or a bench.
Yeah,
that's
perfect. Yeah.
Some people put additional displays and screens. These Molly panels, these go into this shower. And they can go in there and they can become the shelves.
Right, so that's awesome.
Yep.
So you got even more storage.
Yep, full.
Oh, this opens up too. That's cool.
Full wet bath, flushable toilet, cassette toilet. And again, that's a ventilated shower. Okay. So that is most of the primary features of the Beast Mode EXO. Let's move on. I'll show you another one. If you look at the outside of these vehicles, so 360-degree KC highlights. Mm-hmm. This one will come with, this is called the Invader bumper.
Well, I like this. It looks cool.
What's kind of cool about it is if you decide you want a winch, we don't provide a winch from the factory, but if supposing you wanted a winch, you can remove this front plate and there's a cradle that goes behind and you can buy a winch and you can attach it to this.
Cool.
Not everybody wants a winch. Some people just want to be able to have a little bit of brush guard protection, but this is winch capable. And if you come over here, this is our dark mode, right? This is our appearance mode, but I wanted to show you this vehicle because the shower is a little bit different. Come on inside here. Remember I showed you the enclosed shower?
Yeah. Let's see it.
This is how Storyteller started. That's why we call this one the OG. And if you'll notice in here, it's very similar in the back.
Yeah.
But it's a much more open floor plan. And kind of how we sort of made a name for ourselves was that we kind of figured out that showering you do like for just a couple of minutes a day. And many people don't want to use like 30% of their interior space for what you do like 1% of the time.
Exactly, yeah.
So we've developed this product that we call the Halo Shower. So down here is a shower pan. You just open this cabinet.
A Halo shower. It's
called that Halo Shower.
Bro. Wow.
So you got a shower and it actually works amazing. Because usually you've been riding your mountain bike or fishing or doing whatever, you're hot, you literally just come in here, you take a 2-minute shower and you're done, you put it all away and then you preserve this open floor plan.
That's amazing.
A lot of people are a little claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And they don't want to use so much space for something that is just such a limited time.
It's great that you guys have that option because I hear all the time, like people will get showers in their van and then they think they need it, but then when they actually get the van, they don't end up using it.
That's exactly.
Some people do, but most people honestly don't end up using it as much. So this is an incredible feature. So you get the best of both worlds essentially.
You can do either one and they're both good and I've traveled in both of them extensively and they both they're a ton of fun to ride in, but it just depends on what you're doing and what your needs are at the time, because when you run with this OG version, you get this is what we call the Groove Lounge, and the Groove Lounge will do multiple different things.
Oh,
so
no way.
Here's a configuration right here that a lot of people like. Right, where this guy's hanging out here, and this you can just chill here.
Yeah.
So this is one config. Here's another. Boom.
Wow, so it turns into an entire bed.
Turns into an entire bed.
Assuming that swivels and gives you more space.
Those swivel around as well. Or you can simply use it as a lounge. So you're here and you're cooling out and the beach is over there.
Great spot to read a book, hang out, chill.
Multiple configurations. Some people will let the kids here. Sometimes the husband's here and the wife's back here. So this vehicle has shoulder belts for 4 people.
Yeah.
And it really sleeps 3. So that's the OG mode. I mean, this is primarily what Storyteller has done the most of. People really like this arrangement and this floor plan. I love it as well. Yep.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
Super cool.
So how long ago did you guys release the first model?
2018.
2018.
Yep.
And that was this essentially?
That was very similar to this. Yep. It was using the Groove Lounge, the Halo shower, and this open floor plan.
That's amazing.
Primarily what we've been known for, but we sell about 50-50 in terms of the enclosed shower, XO, and this OG.
Okay, cool.
Let me show you the next coolest thing, because this is our brand newest van.
Let's see it.
We've never done a 170 until just now. And what's cool about it is we have so many people who, well, I've got 3 kids, right? Or I like to go skiing, but I'm going to take like 4 buddies with me.
Yeah.
So that's why we have developed what we call the crew, because you can take crew.
Let's see it.
Let's check it out.
This one looks very exciting because it has the pop top.
Super
I
exciting.
don't see that a lot.
100%. So this is a brand new vehicle. You guys are kind of getting a bit of a scoop on this one. Let me just show you the graphics, because I think they came out great.
Let's see it.
So I think it looks all right.
It looks great.
Yep.
I love it.
So in this scenario, we're using the 170 3500 dually. That has the most carrying capacity, using the Flare Space full depth flares. These are the new flares by Flare Space.
Maximize space.
And here we go. So I've got this configured in a way, and I'm not going to go through everything, take too much time, but essentially you have multiple places to sit and multiple places to hang, which is pretty cool in a van.
Yeah.
Many times you got kids or you've got friends and they eat on top of each other. So in this scenario, we've got it. This is a captain's seat that's removable. It's got quick disconnects and it can go here, face forward. This seat swivels around and faces forward. So you can have 5 facing forward, or once you get to the campground, you can have it in this sort of a lounge, and there's a table that goes here.
That's amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
The crew mode has got a ladder into a hard-sided, powered rooftop tent.
That's so cool. Yeah.
In addition to the rooftop tent, you've got 350 or so watts of solar up there. And then if you see that little box there, that's recirculating air. So there's a 300 CFM fan, and you can have it low, high, anywhere you want. And it is bringing air conditioning up there or bringing heat up there. So the whole thing is circulating, and it's changing the air about every 30 seconds.
That's awesome. And so one thing I want to point out is that pretty much no one is doing a hard rooftop. What is it? What did you call it? Like it goes
It's a powered. Yep, hard-sided tent.
Powered hard-sided tent. I don't think anyone else is really doing it, honestly.
It's super cool. There's windows in there and they have window shades, but for wind, it's impervious to wind. It's completely dry up there.
Very insulated.
Very insulated. And it's amazing because you can have 2 or 3 kids up there, and then if you come from the inside, same way, you get seats that swivel around. You got this hang area.
I love this countertop.
Yep. We don't really cut any corners. Everything is as nice as we can make it.
This is like marble, isn't it? What is this?
It's a hard surface similar to a Corian.
Cool.
So this fridge is kind of, it opens this way, and it's pretty huge for a van, but it also can open this way.
That's cool.
It's a great feature. This microwave is also an air fryer and a convection oven. So it does all 3, which is lovely. And then if you come inside, we've got multiple configurations here, right? So right now, this area in the back, we call it the Troop Lounge. And the Troop Lounge now is in a bed, but it can also fold down and convert into benches that face each other. And you could have 3 or 4 guys on each side.
That's amazing.
So you could be back here playing cards. You could be here hanging out, or we could be upstairs. If it's rainy and it's crappy and you've got your family or you got your buddies with you, you can kind of get away from each other a little bit or have your own little area to sit. Same way, same display setup. This one just has a whole opening for a tent. There's a step there where you can step up into the bed. And then if you see on the back, where you've got a bike on the back, there's a sliding tray that slides out. It'll hold 300 pounds. So you can put multiple bicycles on it. You can put rifles. You can put whatever you want and slide it out and access it from the outside.
Yeah.
Or slide it in and travel.
You guys have done so much in such a small space.
There's a lot.
Incredible.
There's a lot. These rear cabinets are removable.
Yeah.
So you could remove these hard cabinets and have soft cabinets up here. You're welcome to climb up if you want to or hold your camera up there where you can see up into the rooftop tent. It's just kind of more, right? The crew mode is just more of what we regularly do.
There's a bike back there too.
We can show you all that.
I love this step, by the way, how it just folds in.
Step goes away. These panels all come off. You can kind of see it. But this one, they fold down to where you're just facing each other and sitting across from each other. And there's a table mount as well here. So you can work on a laptop or hang around with them. Same way, you got the same shower as in the XO. Yeah, it's a pretty cool package. There's a lot happening in a pretty small van.
Yeah.
We've been pretty happy with this. It's brand new and we're getting a lot of good feedback so far.
It looks great, honestly. I love the pop top because now you can comfortably sleep 2 adults, probably even more if you really want to squeeze, honestly.
Yeah.
And then obviously you can sleep your kids up there. I haven't checked it out, but I mean, you can easily fit more than 2 kids up here too.
2 or 3 kids easy.
Yeah, easily. And they're gonna love it up there. They got like a penthouse.
Yeah.
they got the best view.
This is kind of fun as well. Can run any of the showers from here, but you can also run all this in red as well if you're stargazing and you would prefer to be in red lights, and those also will match up there. There's also another display like this, a little smaller, but it can control all the same features up above. So if you're sleeping up there, you can adjust the air conditioner, you can adjust the lights, you can do all that stuff.
It's very incredible. Great work, honestly. This is a really cool build. Yeah. This is probably my favorite.
Oh, okay. Thanks, man. It's so much fun hanging with you guys. And
thank you so much, Lee. Thank you for showing us around.
Yeah.
How can people get in touch with Storyteller?
It's super easy. As you can imagine, Storyteller Overland, we've got tons of handles. Go check them out. And we have dealers around the country that stock these products. And anybody is welcome to our factory in Alabama at any time. You'll maybe come down and visit with us.
Yep, absolutely.
Or our factory in Springfield, Missouri, where we're building the Epic. We have a service center there. We have dealers around the country that do service for us. We also do service in Birmingham. And yeah, man, I'd love to have you.
100%.
Cool.
Soon you'll be able to see the Storyteller Overland rigs on our website too.
Sick. Cool.
Take care.
Thanks.